Hello everyone, so today we will try to talk a little bit about the modeling toolkit and basic uh, area. So let's talk from multi-component area. So I will just add few divisions down here in order to have a denser mesh here. Okay, so this button is for component, for an object, and it's below showing how many objects is selected. For example, if we have two, select two objects will be represented in here. Great. So same for the vertex points. So let's select the object and we can select the vertex component selection. Can go to the edges, can go to the faces, and we can go to the UVs. Okay. So for UVs we need to go to UV editor, and in there you can play with that. Great. So you know how to select, for example, object, vertex point, edge, or a face. In here you can select multi-component, which calls multi-component, and select three of them at once. For example, you can go and select multiple faces, the edge, and some vertex points. You can see move them at once. Yeah, very strange option and very rare where we can use. However, if we want to cut, for example, and do some kind of a strange cut, maybe it will be useful. Okay, so next step is pick marquee or a drag. Okay, so the drag, it's the same key like a tab. And as you can see, I don't know if you can see, wait a second, I will try to, no, maybe this background it will be a bit easier to see my mouse. So it's very small, but I hope that you will see, or maybe I will zoom it in. Okay, so this is based on selection. Let's say the drag, if we will go to the face, yeah, if I will select drag, I can use like a color brush in order to select like a paintbrush, yeah, something like that. You cannot select like that big areas, big chunks. In the pick marquee tool, I can, well, see, I have like a square this moment, as you can see, and with Alt button we can move that square, yeah. So if we want, we can select spaces, yeah, simple like that. Okay, so it depends on situation how you want to select, and in different areas you can use different tools. Definitely you can press these buttons, but I recommend you to use the tab in order to proceed with the selection. Great. So highlight backface. So basically, if you will be watching in transparent view like an X-ray or something like that, and you want to select back faces and to be marked back faces, you can use this feature. Using it, and as well highlight the nearest component. So same thing. So we just highlighting. What do they mean by that? Just select the, for example, edge. And as you can see, when I'm dragging over the edge, we can see that this red let's say, stroke or a line running where it can be selected. Yep, simple like that. Okay, and same with the face. I mean, as you can see, the red square is running around. Same with the back faces, vertex points, etc., etc. You can see a bit more easy way what you will select. So it's a great feature for me. Camera based selection. It's for a back cooling. So basically, what you can see, you will select. If you just use it like that, you see everything selected. And my preference is to work with a camera based selection off. However, a lot of people like on this feature. And if you will select, only the visible part was selected, which camera cannot see. It wasn't selected. Yeah, it doesn't have its faces, edges, or something like that. Great. Okay, about the symmetry, I will probably talk a little bit later in a different separate tutorial. Do more things with our object selection. When we're selecting the object, we can go to the object mode, yeah, and show or hide the object. We can freeze or unfreeze the object. So we'll select and freeze the object, yeah. As you can see, it's freeze. We can unfreeze. So basically, when object is freeze, we cannot select him, yeah. From the final X-ray off and on. Definitely we can use in here, but it's a number. Let's say a number of where you can find it. Okay, you can show hide backface. So as you can see, backfaces just started disappearing. Yeah, so we can see only what our camera facing in that direction. Let's say only backfaces. Okay, and show triangles. Yeah, so how triangles will be calculated on the mesh. Simple as that. Great. And to be honest, this feature for triangles is very useful when you're working on the hard surface. So it's good to know that you have such feature and you can flip the, let's say, triangles. That's just a tip. Okay, so this is it for a multicut, this top part, and later on we will go step by step from symmetry, constraints, transforms, etc., etc. As you know, it's a pretty big section, Maya toolkit. Okay, so stay tuned and bye.